Morning, today's date is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Present with us is the treasurer. And we're here with the treasurer report. So Terry, if you could start us off, please.
So this report, you'll see that it's long, 598.67. I knew that we were slightly going to be out, and then we had some entries that were posted in the last few days. So I narrowed it down, and then like at 4 o'clock last night, I got into this number. So we're still working. But what we have out of balance that we know for sure about is based on payroll. They posted a payroll on April 30th. It came through on April 30th. It isn't posted on the school site for 1744.13. I have an email out to Michelle and she hasn't responded yet because that's weird that they would have more than one in a month. And they had, this would be the second one. So we discovered that. We still haven't cleared the 634.52. That's a taxpayer issue. And then we transferred 287.62 for Basin School to the ACH tax account, and we didn't need to, so yeah, it's coming back in a minute. So all of our balances here that are listed here do match the bank statements. All of our A1s balance, all of our taxes balance, our motor vehicle does balance. All of our county payrolls and school payroll balance, so that's why when you see that we're over, this is something that's sitting somewhere not posted, but every entry that I can find is posted. So here we go again. And so anyway, my plan is to get that cleared off here the next day, because Paulette's over there analyzing day by day now. So you have your tax report, you have your treasurer's disbursements, and then you have the balances that are in those funds that you're monitoring, the refund account, the suspense account, and the protested tax account. So the suspense fund will be cleared of most of that money by year end. I'm just holding on to it. That's some of that unlocatable differences that would have to do with Jefferson High School. That we haven't attributed definitely to them for sure. I'm pretty sure it's them, but we're just going to put it in the general fund because if she can't find it, we can't find it. Anything that's in the anything that's not posted by the fiscal year end, I usually give to the general fund because people have a year to do their thing. So that's where that is. So on my desk right now is a protested settlement from Charter Communications. They protested 40% of their taxes, and the state came back with a 6% offer. So I have to do some math, and then, well, I've got most of it now. I just need to, I need to create the refunds, post the changes, and then send them a new bill for the second half, which will be due mid-June. So we're working on that. That's Charter. There was one. Oh, so I think I've talked to you about mobile homes. There'll be another article in the paper this week on the Boulder Monitor. I'm sure. So Mr. Hammonds went out and talked to some mobile homeowners. A couple of them did receive a letter from the Department of Revenue, but threw it in the trash. They didn't file it. So they just figured it was not. According to him, he said I talked to 10 on that. He talked to several. And he said a couple of them said they got it. A couple of them said they did stuff with it, and a couple of them said they didn't care. So I guess that's why I have 30% of the mobile home bills that did not file for homestead or long-term rental.
You're getting a lot of feedback still.
Oh, there's feedback, but I can't do anything. The portal will not open until January 27th. And those folks can then, when they homestead it, they can then ask for a refund for 26. And the state said they're going to refund it out of the general fund, not out of the county funds. So I don't know if that's a win or not, but that's what it is. Because when you get your $400 rebate on your real estate, that's coming from the general fund, not the county fund. That's income tax. So that's where they plan on taking it as out of income tax revenue and general. So that's where that lies. There's nothing I can do except for explain it. I mean, unfortunately.
Is there still a lawsuit about that whole tax system going?
There is. Last I heard, the judge had not ruled anything, that was last week.
That'll be a quagmire.
Because if that were to get overturned, we could literally, I don't believe for one reason at all, that the state would come back and say, hey, you owe us $40. I don't think that's gonna happen. I do think it's gonna create a whole nother issue in the tax system for 26.
Oh, yeah.
So. Have to see. I have to see. We have a legislative committee meeting right after the elections, to discuss a couple of bills that the treasurers across the state want to bring forward. And, one of them is taking mobile homes out of the motor vehicle system, out of the Department of Justice system. And, it will involve the clerk and recorders, so the clerk and recorders are going to have to work with us to create something that makes it easy for them to record, like a real estate deed. That's the quotation I'm using because I don't know what else to call it at this moment. Take those titles and make them similar to a deed, record them with the ownership. And then transfer, unless they're attached to land, then that's a whole different deal. But motor vehicle has no business and
Mobile home.
they don't have wheels on them.
Some of them do.
Well, the ones that do good safety. I think that's it. Not very exciting, is it?
$600.
Yeah.
Extra, that's good. It's extra.
It's extra every time.
It's not really, it's about one HSA.
That HSA I have pending sitting in my ACH.
Okay. That will go,
But that amount was only 200 and something. Okay. But I'm gonna go back and look at that now. Thank you, Ginger, because I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure I pushed that into that account. I was, yeah, I'm pretty sure I took care of it. But that would bring us down to 400. Because that amount was 252 or 2. It wasn't a lot.
I don't remember us talking about that. It wasn't that much, but
So, other than that, I think the office is going good. We're gonna have Chris back over here. So we're posting taxes right now. They're not too awful. I did just get the download from the Department of Revenue for personal property, so I have to create those bills in the next week. And we'll get those balanced, we'll get those out. Personal property in this particular case is cows. Cows, sheep,
Nice.
equipment, that kind of thing. So that's not a lot of revenue, so it's, but they do need for that. So that's predator animal control fees. And we usually only have 200 or so of those bills, so. That's about it. Sirs. Any questions?
Boulder TV.
Boulder TV. So Boulder TV, I called Nancy at Mako and I talked to Lewis and Clark County, a lady named, it won't come to me, I think it's Jeannie. So there's nothing in statute that says that you can or can't cap a fee. You just have to put it in resolution.
Okay.
So the statute doesn't say cap fees on anything. So if you want to make the decision about a household will never pay more than $500, you just have to make sure that line is in the resolution. So it's your choice.
We just need to redo it.
I consider, so I'm not worried about the bigger entities that have those TV fees. And I'm not gonna name names, but our smaller hotels, that's a lot for them when they want to make their money in the summer, really. So those are the guys I worry about, $30 times 15 rooms. So, but I mean, I'm not so worried about our facilities out here. But on the other hand, it's gonna have to be, it has to be fair and equitable across the board. So if you do it for one, you
did you ever find a resolution that actually showed any fees or how they set that up?
the 1970 resolution I sent to Steve, that's the only thing I found.
Yeah.
I went to Ginger's stuff just to make sure.
I think that's all.
There was nothing else. I searched all of her public records on Boulder TV. 1970 was the only resolution I found.
So it'd be a good time.
And one amended one like in 91 to change it, and whatever the fee was to the $8 of this. So this is gonna come up, so Basin charges 20. And they may, I know they're talking about raising theirs so they can get their stuff together. They have done it in 20 years,
Right.
couple years, many years. So I think whatever precedent we set with this will end up for Basin
Mhm.
down the road.
What is that? 23.
Basin,
Whitehall?
Whitehall pays, is it 20? I'll have to look. It's somewhere in there. Boulder's been the cheapest TV service. You know, if you're on a fixed income, that $8 a year is nothing.
No, that's good.
Well,
They've been doing great.
and they have been doing great. I mean, that particular group, especially Mr. And I never say his name, Rick,
Sucker?
thank you. You know, I've known his kid forever and I could still never pronounce his stepdad's name. But anyway, I've seen him on roofs of senior citizens' homes adjusting the tenants. He doesn't have to do that.
Right. No,
He's very
great.
kind and he treats people very well here, so.
Yep.
Anyway. So I don't think what they're asking is unreasonable. It's gonna be an impact, but it isn't unreasonable, considering that streaming services.
If we get a good solid resolution, we can change it. If they start getting too much money, we can drop it down. Not that it ever
Absolutely.
happens, but we can always do that if necessary.
My only biggest fears is that what you just said is absolutely true, but it gets on the wayside.
Yep. Always got things to spend money on.
Yeah. So, but they're very good and conscious about what they spend their money on. I get a report from them every month.
Mhm.
He's always bringing this stuff in. He's always very good about making sure that we know exactly what they're spending their money on. I don't see that from the other two.
Right.
I just think that he goes above and beyond. What happens, I hope they have a succession plan, and I hope that the next people have. So.
Yeah,
that's
they're
all.
just as organized. That would be good.
So that's Boulder TV, but there was another one I wanted to, remind me. I have a list that I usually have on my desk, but I was so focused on this, I didn't do the rest. So we do have a couple of solid waste fees that have to be refunded because they hit the land and the mobile. And in the middle of detailing, so I'm gonna delete this one guy's bill, which is a couple $1,000 for mobile, because they're gonna put it in the land. It's already been detailed, it's already been done. But it cut right in the middle of that mobile home that's being created.
Hmm.
So we'll clean that guy up. He's here in Beverage now. He wanted to do detailing again, that's the one reason why it's on my mind. He came in and filed with Ginger a new detitle form. But he'd already done it in February. I said, did you want to be this size? He wanted to be this size. He didn't ask me for your fees back. He said, well, you can't. I was thinking to myself, I can't get it back anyway. But it is what it is. So,
Mhm.
okay, that's it.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Dan,
Thank you.
cut me off.
Nope, then we will be adjourned. Thank you.
Cut me off.